This video is sponsored by Serenity RP Group on Phoenix RP Altis Live server. Si vis pacem parabellum. Welcome to Robinson News, featuring your chief editor, Darren Robinson, reporting on the latest news. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Robinson News. My name is Darren Robinson, reporting on a new political faction entering the island. I'm here with the owners, the leaders of this front called the Altrian Front, Dandy and Cryptology Master. How are you boys doing today? You doing well?
Yeah, hello. Thank you for having us on.
Good to have you here, boys.
Yes, thank you.
So, first things first, where did this faction come from? Like, where did you get the idea from?
Well, we've been witnessing this state of the emergency services on the island for a good while now. We formed a community watch yesterday, which basically resulted in us going on patrol and witnessing the police actively attempting to free a terrorist who'd been detained by passers-by. He purposely drove into a group of cars and caused a massive explosion, and the police basically broke this guy out of a citizen's arrest and corruptly supported terrorism. When we tried to confront the officer, he threatened to taser people when we were just being peaceful. At this point, the Altus Protection Forces turned up, the vigilante group.
Yeah, the APPA.
Those gentlemen turned up and they assisted us in attempting to detain the officer. And we told him that he too was under citizen's arrest on suspicion of harboring a terrorist, at which point he got the terrorist that he was with to ram our crowd down with a truck, and I passed out from that. But Cryptology should be able to tell you what happened after I passed out.
Yes, so basically after Dandy became concussed, the APA people and a bunch of civilians decided to surround the officer's vehicle as he decided to try and make an escape and breach the citizen's arrest that we placed on him. And this situation went on for about 2 hours. And by the end of it, what happened was the officer basically illegally tased the APA people as well as me and other civilians, trying to prevent him from escaping. Of course, peacefully, we weren't using any force. And in the end, he tased us all, sent us the PD, released us, and that was about it. The APA people then decided to try and talk to a higher up, and he was trying to defend the officer. And really, that was the end of it. We just walked away and decided to try and report him.
Okay, so what exactly is the goal for the Altrian Front? What is the Altrian Front? What is the exact goal that you gentlemen have for bringing peace to the island?
Well, the Altrian Front's aims are simple. We want to reform the emergency services because it's clear that they have been taken over by the drug gangs and terrorist groups that they were originally intended to stop. We know that the higher-ups are corrupt and are willing to protect terrorists, and we know that the lower-down constables are very prone to taking street bribes and backhanders off guerrilla forces to low-life, marijuana dealers. And this really needs to be stopped because it's a sad state of affairs when the capital city of a Mediterranean island nation has to be policed by unofficial community watchmen such as Napa. I'm not saying that in an insult to them. They're really professional, but it's disappointing that the police are that incompetent at their jobs that they're willing to turn a blind eye to crime, and then when a community watch does their job, they arrest the community watchman for preventing crime. So if anything, by targeting community watchmen rather than real criminals, they're allowing crime to happen, and this just shows the brutal corruption. Another aim is that we need to get the crime level down. You know, petty crime in Kavala is ridiculous. Just people acting like idiots in the town centre, running people over. I think there needs to be, you know, the self-defense laws need to be looked over, and people need to get pride back in the nation of Altis, really.
So it is said that, well, it's been described that the Altrian Front has been a sort of an extremist right-wing party. What is your view on this? Are you extremist, or are you more central-based? Do you follow your standard political group, or are you something new and fresh?
Well, I think we might as well be honest. If you would describe taking radical activist, if it could be described as radical activism, you know, like what we did yesterday, placing officers under citizens' arrest for corruption, if that is described as extremism, then we are extremists. You know, we will take this to the extreme because we want to restore, you know, Altis to its older glory, which has been taken away by filthy, low-life drug cartels and the corruption within our emergency services. You know, that's disgraceful.
Okay, and one last thing from both of you to message on, because as soon as we've done this, it's going to be uploaded straight away onto the news site. But do you have any last messages for people on the island, ranging from Havoc to the APC to civilians? What do you want to say to them?
I'll leave that to Cryptology if he's got anything to say, but if he doesn't, I'll say something.
Well, to the people of Altis, really, just it's up to you, really. Do you really want a corrupt police force that is easily bribed and is going to not enforce the law, or do you want to support a party that is going to restore law and order to this nation and reform our emergency services? That's really all I have to say.
And you anything, Dandy?
Yeah, a message to the emergency services. Now, you know, most people would not be willing to name names, but if people are going to describe us as radicals, then I'll go for it. His name is Goro Majima. He's a police constable who primarily patrols Kavala. He is a prime suspect of corruption that we have filmed on multiple occasions, acting in favor of terrorists and criminals, and he needs to be dealt with. If you see this officer in Kavala, people of Altis, disregard him and report him immediately. Do not be afraid to detain him under your right under Section 24A of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, which allows you to place him under citizen's arrest if you witness him committing any crimes. That's what we did yesterday. You know, I'm no sovereign citizen, but know your rights when it comes to corrupt police officers, because there's a hell of a lot of them in Altis. Message out to the people of Altis as well. We'll be organising rallies soon, primarily in Kavala. Attend them. You know, the sooner we can pressure change, and perhaps even an election of some sort, the better it can get for all of us. We need to change Kavala. Once we've changed Kavala, we can go about dealing with the wider issues across the island. But that's all from me.
Right, thank you very much, boys. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, thank you very much for watching this video, everybody. I'd like to give first a big shout out to Cryptology Master and Dandy for the interview. I've actually decided I'm going to do a couple different things around the island, especially with the video editing, of course. I'm going to be changing things around, bits and pieces, you know, and I want to get your guys' opinion on what you think these videos are like. Of course, if you guys aren't liking them, I will go back to the standard that I had before, where it's like, you know, all edited, all started in post-processing rather than live interviews like this. I just wanted to give it a try to see what it was like, because you know, I want to see what live interviews are like, because if people are liking it, then I might even do live streams for the show, you know, on Twitch. It all depends on how you guys are responding to this, though. Generally, I'm very happy with what's being done on the YouTube channel. I'm very glad for everybody's responses to the video, because I've been hearing a lot of good feedback from everybody saying that they've really enjoyed the videos and that I'm doing well and stuff. So I'm very thankful for everybody doing that. I'd also like to give a massive thank you to all the people that have donated to the you know, the news team. For instance, Serenity have donated £1.6 million just today, which is an absolutely massive thing from them. That means that it's going to fund for new buildings around the island, which will act as safe havens for our reporters, new vehicles for our fleet, such as helicopters, you know, bits and pieces, hiring actors, hiring equipment, stuff like that. I'd also like to give a big thank out to Havoc, who before we started noticing this, they gave us £750,000, sorry, £750,000 to pay for our first helicopter in our fleet, and it means a lot. So if you guys like the stuff that we've been doing, please put it in the comments below or on the Phoenix RP site. Just say you want more of this, like the live commentary and the afterthoughts things, or you can say what you want more, like you want more analysis videos, you want more live action, and if you want live streams as well, just say, and I'll gladly you know, give up my time to give you guys this. I'd like to also say that if you gentlemen and ladies out there watching these videos actually want to physically support me in the real world, such as paying for new microphone equipment, you know, better recording, computer parts, stuff like that, on my Twitch account there is a donation link. I'm not going to beg for money, but if you do want to support me physically in the real world, that's fantastic. However, if you want to support me in game as well, which will help fund for you know, getting new equipment for everybody, new vehicles, weaponry for security, setting up the teams to keep everybody sorted, please donate to me in game as well. It'll be absolutely fantastic. One last time, thank you very much for watching the video, and I hope to see you in future episodes. Thank you.